know, one thing nobody tells you when you start out as a creative is how important revisions are. And I don't mean just in the work, I mean in your career, your choices, and in your life. Hi, I'm Jonathan Rice, and I have a confession to make. I hate revisions. I mean it. I hate redoing things. Always have. I love the act of creating, starting something from nothing, seeing it come to life. That's like my jam. But over the years, I've learned revisions are just part of the deal. Unfortunately, they're just unavoidable. And honestly, and I have to admit this, they're where a lot of the real growth happens. Now, take this illustration I'm working on right now. The idea of this came to me pretty quickly. I wanted to do something basically to illustrate the phrase snake whisperer. Now, I like to suppose it has a confidence to it, and I love the old west / kind of new west feel vibe I get from it. But the more I worked on it, the more I realized something wasn't working. The head, it just was wrong. It just isn't giving me the vibe I want it to have. And the hat was wrong. The attitude wasn't coming through. It didn't have that quiet, strong confidence I wanted it to have. So I tried other versions of the head. I even tried this one from a sketch that I did earlier that I liked. It was totally wrong. So revision after revision, I just started tweaking, including even the silhouette. But I stuck with it because I've been through this enough to know this is the work in artwork. Successful creative work isn't just about having the right idea. It's about being willing to take a different path when the first one doesn't lead where you thought it would. And funny thing is, that's just not true for art. It's also true in life too. So let me share a little story. Let me show you a little bit about my career and my journey and the different paths I had to take, the different revisions. You see, when I was younger, I wanted to be Norman Rockwell. That was the goal. I wanted to illustrate, storytell, paint. I wanted that world. But as I got into it, I discovered something. I was never going to be a Norman Rockwell. I just didn't have that ton of talent. So in college, I made my first big revision, and it was hard. I changed from illustration to graphic design as my major. Now, I still took some electives, illustration electives, but design came easier. It just clicked for me in a way that illustration did not, at least not then. After school, I got into the design world, I got my job, and I also started a family. And pretty quickly, I realized design alone wasn't going to cut it from a financial standpoint. So here comes revision number 2 in my grand plan. I moved into advertising. Not because it was a dream of mine. I mean, I never thought about this in high school. No way. But because I needed to. And you know what? That unexpected shift, that revision ended up teaching me more than I've ever would have learned if I just stayed on the original track. I worked on national campaigns. I learned how to write and think strategically. I learned how to collaborate with big teams, how to manage creatives, how to do print advertising. I did broadcast advertising, television and radio. I did direct response advertising. I mean, that's a lot of pressure, and I learned how to handle pressures and deadlines. It was a grind, but it was formative, and I actually really enjoyed it. That revision shaped me, as all the other revisions before, but this one probably the biggest. So now, here I am, years later, back where I started. I'm illustrating, but I'm bringing all that experience with me. The strategy, the discipline, the storytelling chops, the understanding of communication, and what resonates. This snake whisperer piece I'm working on right now, it's not just a character study. It's a reflection of all those revisions, all those pivots and course corrections that got me to this version of myself. Now, don't get me wrong. Not all revisions are helpful. Some are just bad. I've done plenty of those on this piece, but I've gone down rabbit holes that didn't lead anywhere. And I've overworked areas. I've second-guessed myself. And in my professional life, I've had bad revisions come in. I've had clients that wanted things done that just couldn't be done or shouldn't be done. But even the bad revisions, I've learned that they teach you something. They force you to look harder, dig deeper, question your instincts, and sharpen them in the process. And here's the thing. It's not about avoiding revisions. It's about how you handle them. And that's what makes the difference in your work and in your life. You can fight it. You can get frustrated over the revisions, or you can use them. And you can learn from it and let it shape you into something better. So that's it. That's the story behind this piece. It took more turns than I wanted, but it ended up better because of them. And that kind of mirrors my whole career. So let me know in the comments, what revisions have you had to make in your life or creative work that took you somewhere unexpected? I'd love to hear about it. Hey, if you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you like content like this, consider hitting the subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. So until next time, I'm Jonathan Rice. Thanks for watching and take care.